Welcome to Employment Law for Managerial Roles. We will be going over pertinent employment laws that you will be expected to understand and follow to the best of your abilities. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission covers multiple categories. The four we are going to talk about are as follows: age discrimination, sexual harassment, veteran discrimination, and racial discrimination. The Age Discrimination and Employment Act protects employees above the age of 40 from workplace discrimination. This could be any aspect of employment, such as hiring, firing, promoting, training, benefits, etc. Discrimination can come from any level, so it is your job to ensure no employee discriminates towards employees age 40 or older, regardless of position. Sexual harassment is not something to be taken lightly, so I will impress on you the importance of recognizing it and stopping it. The umbrella of sexual harassment covers sexual harassment, unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, verbal or physical harassment of a sexual nature, or harassing remarks about a person's sex. While teasing or isolated minor incidents are not illegal, they usually become a pattern that must be given attention. The Uniformed Services Employment and Reemployment Rights Act and the Vietnam-era Veterans Readjustment Assistance Act of 1974 protects veterans and sometimes family members from discrimination based on their military or veteran status. This goes hand in hand with the Americans with Disabilities Act, which we will discuss later. No employee shall be discriminated against based on race, ethnic origin, skin color, or ancestry. Like other discrimination areas, this includes hiring, firing, promotions, benefits, etc. All potential candidates will be chosen based on their skills and qualifications. If any accusations of racial discrimination are made, they will be taken seriously, and disciplinary actions will be taken if necessary. The Americans with Disabilities Act prohibits discrimination against people with disabilities in the workplace, as well as transportation, communications, and state and federal programs. Any reasonable accommodations must be made for employees or candidates who may require them. Safety is our number one priority, and two important things to be aware of are OSHA and workers' comp. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration sets and enforces safe and healthful working procedures. This is often through training, education, outreach, and assistance programs. You will receive a pamphlet of all relevant OSHA guidelines at the end of this seminar. I recommend familiarizing yourself with it so you may continue to uphold our standards of excellence and safety. When an employee is injured, it is imperative to learn where and how the injury occurred. If the injury was work-related, the process of workers' compensation will begin. An investigation should be had to determine if the injury was preventable on the employee's part or if it was something the company needs to fix, such as broken machinery. Under compensation, we will cover the Wages and the Fair Labor Standards Act, the Equal Pay Act of 1963, and the Employee Retirement Security Act. The Wages and the Fair Labor Standards Act establishes minimum wage, record keeping, overtime pay, and youth employment. This act ensures that all employees are adequately compensated for the work being done, and we will abide by any state and federal laws regarding the minimum wage in any area in which we are located. The Equal Pay Act of 1963 prohibits wage discrimination based on sex. Regardless of gender identity, an employee will be paid the same as their coworker who has the same seniority and skill level. The Employee Retirement Income Security Act is a federal law that sets the standards for voluntarily established retirement plans. As managers, you must clearly explain what our retirement plans offer and be confident they meet these standards according to federal guidelines. These less formal but valuable agreements utilize a third-party arbitrator to mediate an agreement between the company and an employee. These are far less costly and the better option to find an agreement rather than going to trial. As managers, you may suggest these arbitrations to the other party. Severance agreements, also called severance packages, mandate what is to be included when a company must terminate an employee. While no federal law about severance agreements exists, many states have differing requirements. It will be your job to read up on what the state you are based in requires for pay, continued benefits, or benefit payout. All of these requirements will be included in your pamphlet alongside your OSHA guidelines. What does this mean for you? As managers, you are expected to know these acts front to back. You must enforce disciplines for any discrimination or harassment and immediately tell your higher-ups. You will not be protecting the company by hiding it. You must also remember that by enforcing these laws, you are keeping your employees safe in their workplace, which in turn protects the company. By adhering to these laws yourself, you set a good example and keep our company in a good image. Thank you so much for your time today. We look forward to seeing you out in the operation.